everybody, welcome to Kitchen Talk with Granna. I'm so glad you guys been coming to the kitchen with me today. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. We just came out of the last weekend with the Hurricane Sally and all that's going on. I hope everybody's safe and came through that and is doing good. But before we get into this conversation today, you guys know what you need to do. I need you to go ahead, look down at the bottom of your screen and go ahead and give me that thumbs up button. Go ahead and share my video with your family and friends. And if you have not become a follower of Granna, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become one of my followers, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and jump off into this conversation for today. All right, so last week, they had the settlement. The family of Breonna Taylor got their settlement last week, their lawsuit against the city and everything. And it was like one of the biggest settlement that has been made so far for wrongful death and all that. And I was really happy for the family to get that settlement. It was like a $12 million settlement for that. But then the crazy thing about it, you know, they gone through the civil suit part of it and came to the settlement and all that, but they still have not arrested these cops. These cops still have not been arrested because they're still investigating, and that's just crazy to me. I mean, this happened back in April, I believe, and they have all these videos out there showing what happened. They were showing some videos of how her front slide doors, patio doors was all shot up and everything. And they have all this here, but they're still investigating. I mean, what are they looking for? What are they trying to do? Are they just trying to prolong this with these cops and arresting these cops and holding them accountable for her murder? Now, you know, I guess they thinking, okay, well, they go ahead and take care of the civil suit and give the family this settlement, and that's supposed to be the end of it. No, you know, these cops need to be held accountable. You know, that $12 million, yes, that's a lot of money, but that's not going to bring Breonna back. I mean, she's gone. That's not going to change what her family had to go through. And she was murdered. You know, she was murdered. This was not some type of accident or something. So, you know, that's all good for them getting the settlement and all that, but no amount of money is gonna bring back her daughter or the sister, the friend. None of that is gonna change that amount of money. I don't care how much amount of money, you know, that they paid her mother, you know. And I had seen somewhere on Facebook, on social media, they were saying, well, you know, they should be okay now, but they got this money. No, you know, how are they supposed to be okay? Justice still have not been done for Breonna, you know. These cops are still not being held accountable. And I don't know what all goes into these investigations, but a lot of times what we see, and we're seeing these videos and we're reading this and all this, you know, we're trying to figure out what else do you need to hold these cops accountable. You know, they need to be charged with murder. They need to go to trial. They need to be arrested. They need to be sitting in jail until their trial date comes. They should not be free. I don't understand that part of it, you know. It takes so long for us to see justice when it comes to situations like this or incidents like this where someone has lost their life, someone of color, you know, African American has lost their life, and then they prolong these trials forever, these investigations forever, and these cops are still out here walking around. You know, when they're wrong, and they should be held accountable. You know, and yes, all cops are not bad cops. This was an incident that happened, you know, but it happened, and there still needs to be some accountability there. They need to be, while they're doing their investigation, they need to be arrested. They need to be in jail, just as anyone else that would murder someone. When they arrest them, they sit in jail until it's time to go to court, you know? So that's the situation now. You know, people look at monetary value and they want to holler, you know, money this, money that. Money cannot replace the pain and the hurt that you have when you're going through this situation. It cannot replace the sleepless night that this mother has had. This cannot replace this mother having to bury her child. And the thing about it, Breonna did nothing. She didn't do anything to cause this to happen to her. You know, this was because these cops had the wrong information. They did not have their stuff together, and it caused them to cause a life of another person. So it's just crazy. And you know, and before people start speaking on what should make someone feel better, or this should be done, then they need to think about what they're saying, because they're not in that situation. If they have not walked through that or lost a child, you know, it would be different. If this was their child, they wouldn't be saying that. They wouldn't be saying that, you know. I don't know how this money is gonna benefit her mother or what. I know that this money is not gonna bring back Breonna. It's not gonna change the fact that she's lost her daughter. So, okay, $12 million. You know, you got people out here, athletes and different people that's making way more money than that, you know. So, it ain't got nothing to do with the money. Nothing to do with the money. They need to hold these cops accountable, and they need to not let this stuff drag along as long as it have to, because this family still has to go through this whenever they do have a trial, and they got to continually to relive this and continue to hear these details of how how Breonna was killed, and you know, and all that. They still got to go through that, you know, and it's still fresh. It's fresh. Like I said, it just happened in April, and now they've gone through the civil part, and they've had to fight through that. And now they gotta wait, and however long it takes for them to do the trial. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna come of it. I don't know if these cops will ever face a day in prison. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see how this plays out. It's just that I think sometimes when it comes to the justice system, it's just not fair. And it's just not in the favor of the victim. The victim just does not get any justice or get the justice that they deserve. So it just makes it even harder on the families that has to go through this. And it's a lot, you know. I could not even imagine what her mother is having to go through, and this is played out, you know, out in the public eye. And she probably not even really had a moment to just sit back and just take all this in. You know, she probably still, you know, having to deal with her emotions and everything, on top of trying to fight for justice for her daughter. She's still having to deal with just the emotional part of it, and just making it day through day, you know. And people can be so judgmental, and people can be so cruel. You know, they say things without thinking about it. You know, how, you know, this family are seeing all this stuff that people are putting out there on social media, and they're reading this stuff, and people can just be cruel, just cruel for no reason at all, because they have nothing else to do, and they haven't been through the situation. Until they actually go through a situation like this, it's easier for people to sit back and put their opinion out there. And now that you don't put this little money off in the pot, that just get them something else to stir up, something else to talk about. Oh, they should be okay now. They got this big settlement. No, it doesn't work that way. You know, that money is not gonna change any of the feelings, any of the emotions that this family is having to go through. You know, this is her baby girl. This is her daughter. So, you know, I sit back and I watch some of these incidents that take place, and and listen to that, and read some of these responses that come from different people on social media. And I just think they're just cruel, insensitive to the situation. And once you look at money, they want to just make that, oh, money. No. It just does not work that way at all. You know, people have feelings. You know, people have to deal and digest, you know, when it comes to death, and they have to deal with it in their own way. And when you're still out there in the public eye trying to deal with this, it doesn't make it any easier. it doesn't make it better. You know, if anything, it makes it more stressful to try to deal with it when you're dealing with something in the public eye, you know. And as outsiders, sometimes I don't think we think about these are people. These are human beings. They have feelings. They're having to deal with it. And we're just looking at it from one side of it and everything. But I hope that justice is for Breonna. I hope and pray that her mom can come to a better place, you know, with this, and God just give her strength to continue to come through this situation. And just, you know, I just you know, let the justice system do what they're supposed to do, and stop trying to prolong the faith of these cops. You know, they should be held accountable. You can't not hold them accountable and let them get away with it, because when you really look at it, it was just murder. You know, she was murdered. So hopefully, you know, the justice system takes place, they get what they deserve, and this family is able to at least put that part to rest, and Breonna can rest in peace, you know, and all that can just kind of mellow out and everything. So we're just gonna have to wait this one out and continue to pray about it, and continue to pray for Breonna Taylor's family, her mother, and everybody, and just put it in God's hand and let him handle it, okay? So, you know, let me know what you think about it. You know, drop me a comment, see what you think about it. If you haven't read it or heard about the settlement, you know, let me know what you think about it and everything. I would love to hear from you guys on this situation, okay? All right, well, I'm gonna get ready and get up out of here and let you guys go about your business, and I hope everybody have a great day. But before I go, make sure you're being safe out there. Make sure you're wearing your mask. Make sure you're social distant, you're sanitizing, you know, all of that, because on top of everything that's going on in this world today that we're having to deal with, coronavirus is still out there. People are still dying. So we just need to be safe. Just be safe, you know. Take that extra step that you need to take when you're going out and about. You know, just practice all those good habits when you're out there. And just be kind to everybody that you come in contact with. It doesn't cost you anything to be kind to people, okay? All right, you guys have a great day. I'm going to catch you next time around.